So kind of digging into one of those things that we wanted to talk about, what I noticed, and I think everybody noticed, and I'll say this first, there's a lot of people from that side of the world that support this channel, of whom I'm very appreciative and that I have a lot of conversations with. And so I have a lot of empathy for, especially when it comes to prices. So what I have noticed, and it kind of started there, but it's filtered everywhere, is that the price of a ticket for the UFC is definitely increasing. And it almost feels like it's on a event to event basis. So and I'll start with you. You can kind of give your thoughts on it first, but are rising prices for UFC events a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, I had some trouble with this one because I wasn't exactly sure how to contextualize it. The thing is, like, I think in terms of for the UFC themselves, I can only really see it being of benefit to them because of how their system is. They are a business first organization, as most organizations are. And the fact is that the UFC has reached such a level of popularity now where it kind of feels like whatever they charge, they're going to sell out events. Like, it doesn't matter how much money they associate. I mean, even the nosebleeds now are ridiculously expensive. And this is just the nature of what capitalism is. You know, the higher that demand goes and the less that supply is, you know, this was the position that we were always going to face. And the rising prices are obviously an indication of how insanely popular the UFC has become. And I mean, it's been obvious for a long time that the UFC no longer cares about the common fan who just wants to go, but, you know, which is a shame. But I don't see any incentive for them to lower the prices because, as I said, they're a business and they're going to try to make as much money as they can from their product. And I don't think anyone can really begrudge them of that. I think in terms of for them, obviously the more popular they get, the higher they can sell ticket prices and continue to do so and sell out arenas. It's great for them. Obviously for the consumer, it's not great because, you know, obviously obviously the higher the prices go, the less percentage of fans are going to be able to experience an event in that way. But I also think that, like, in reality, probably 99% of UFC fans, probably even higher than that, will probably have never gone to a live event anyway, or attempted to go to a live event anyway. So it's not really affecting their bottom line. And you also get a great bulk of those people who are probably going to be illegal streaming anyway, so they're not even going to get pay-per-view dollars from them or
it's true.
television dollars from them. And it just comes down to that. What is the UFC's focus? Their focus is obviously to get the most business out of something. And as long as people are continuing to pay it, as I've said, there's no incentive for them to go in another direction. So for them, it's great. Makes the product feel more exclusive, which I suppose makes it more alluring as well. I can't see a short-term negative for prices rising for the UFC, certainly with the model that they've got. So for them, great. For the fans, not so much. But it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I kind of align with what you're saying. I mean, obviously, for the company, if you're bringing in more money, you're breaking records left and right, which that record thing it's a very interesting situation because you're selling the same amount of seats. You're just charging more. So, of course, you're going to break the record. That's simple math.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for the UFC, it's fantastic. But I think that eventually, if they continue to go on this particular pace, it could be a bad thing. And the reason I say that it could be a bad thing is, one, at some point, maybe a fighter that has some sort of pull might push back against the system and recognize that the revenue sharing is not correct here. It's not fair for them. Now, of course, they'll have to jump through a million legal hoops to do anything about it, but it could cause some disruption there. And as far as like bringing in new fans to experience the UFC, it does put a buffer up in front of them. And that's something I kind of want to know in the comments. How many of you guys have actually been to an event? I know that there's a lot of people that watch and listen to our stuff that may or may not have been to an event, but are very knowledgeable about the sport. I'm very curious how many have been to an event. But I think the rising prices, in theory, could be a bad look for the fighters at some point too, if they ever get wise to it, and realize how much the money they're not getting right now. I mean, especially based on what happened with the lawsuit, like they don't care that much. But you never know, things could change. But for the common consumer, as long as the UFC sticks to what they're saying about going out on these fight nights and basically increasing the amount of events that the common fan can go to, I think it'll be okay. Because matter of fact, I looked at the fight night that's coming up in Louisville, Kentucky. If you get a seat in the nosebleeds, it's only $75. It's not bad.
Not bad.
Whereas if you get a seat in the nosebleed for UFC 303, it's over $1,000. So, I mean, you get what you came for. Obviously the level of the card, but you will still be able to go to a fight for pretty cheap. Now it's going to be a lesser product, but you will be able to go. So they'll have that. But I mean, I think it's eventually the good times will stop rolling for them if they continue at this pace, I think. Yeah.
If I'm paying several $1,000, I ain't paying for no nosebleeds. I'm telling you that now. I better be on Bruce Buffer's lap for that kind of money. I'd be sitting on his knee for that kind of cash. You know what I mean? I think there's one aspect to this that I think is worth mentioning as well. One part that really bums me out about getting tickets these days, it's not just the increasing value, but it seems to be becoming more and more difficult to legitimately buy a ticket as well, even at the high prices that they're selling, because reselling is kind of becoming a business within itself. And I think the one thing that the UFC could do to maybe counteract what you're talking about is to at least protect those fans at the least that are looking to legitimately buy a ticket from them, and to do everything they could to prevent scalping from happening. Because what you often get is, like, I know for a fact, because I know people that do it, you get people that kind of bought ticketing events and they jump in and buy up reams and reams of tickets at whatever the UFC is selling it. And then that's an active business for them where they'll go online and then resell them. And I think if the UFC made more of an attempt to prevent that from happening by... One thing I was thinking about was, like, maybe... Basically, if you buy a ticket, you can't resell it. Do you know what I mean? It has to be bought with your name and your credentials and blah, and you can't then hand it off to somebody else.
Because that would be cool if they were able to do it.
They do it in loads of other sports. Like, for example, in the Premier League, they do the same thing. Like, if you buy a ticket from them, first of all, they have memberships, so you can only buy 2 tickets per person or whatever it is. And then basically, you can't jump on and buy several tickets under several memberships because you can't turn up with somebody else's name that's associated to your ID and whatnot. So it makes... I mean, I'm sure there's little ways that you can go around it, but I think scalping is a major part of the problem as well, because the reason why the UFC feels so confident in raising their prices in the first place is because they know that when their tickets are getting bought up, people are then reselling them and getting 10 times the amount. So they're thinking to themselves, well, I might as well get some of that money because people are paying it. You know, so it's adding to that. It's adding to that aspect of it. Whereas there should be somewhat of a buffer between, because I know people that are paying $3,000 plus for, you know, decent seats, but not like, you know, and they're doing it because they can't even go on a site legitimately and buy on the day, because you jump on and they're sold out within an hour and a half. So it's just an issue.
Yeah, no, actually, that's a really good idea. I wonder if they even considered doing something like that, because
no, they haven't, because they just want the money. They don't give a fuck. Unfortunately,
that's true. They don't.
As long as they get their money, as long as they get their, they don't care who's turning up. As long as it's sold out and they break another record that night. That's all they really care about. It's a shame because, like I said, it's that's where you're going to start to see the trend change. I mean, when things skyrocket too much, you're just going to there will come a point where people aren't going to be willing to pay. But I think we're a long way off that. As I said, we've already seen that people are willing to pay.
It's going to take a while before economics catch up in that area, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
For sure.